Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been checking my recent uploads or playlists, you might have noticed something missing. I've taken down the Tom Bearden videos, and I wanted to make a quick video to explain exactly why I removed them, and why it's actually a good thing for the future of this channel. First off, don't worry, you haven't lost anything. All of those Tom Bearden videos are still out there all over YouTube. If you want to watch them, a quick search will bring them right up. Honestly, a big part of this decision came down to professionalism. Those videos are copyrighted material that belongs to someone else. As this channel grows, I want to focus on creating original, high-quality content, not just re-uploading other people's work. It's just good practice to keep things professional and respect copyright. But there's a deeper, more scientific reason too. Over the last few months, I decided to really stress test Bearden's concepts. We live in a crazy time for research. With modern large language models, AI tools that can instantly parse through vast amounts of peer-reviewed physics, electrical engineering data, and advanced mathematics, we can fact-check these theories faster and deeper than ever before. And the truth is, some of Bearden's ideas just don't survive the stress test. When you break down the math and the physics with modern, rigorous analysis, the claims about devices like the Motionless Electromagnetic Generator operating exactly as heavily advertised just don't hold up to scrutiny. Oh boy, he even patented it. We also have to look at the practical reality. As much as I find the concept of novel energy sources fascinating, we have to acknowledge that Tom didn't make his living by generating endless free electricity and selling it back to the grid. He made his money by selling books, DVDs, and presentations about the idea of it. But I want to be incredibly clear about something. I am not making this video to bash him. Tom Bearden was a lovely guy. He was a phenomenal storyteller, and he's a huge inspiration to me and to thousands of others. His teachings are an absolutely fantastic starting point for research. If you want a subject that'll make you completely go down the rabbit hole, Bearden is your guy. Trying to understand his work forces you to look at conventional physics, ask big questions, and learn how electromagnetism actually works just to figure out how to dissect his alternative theories. He sparks curiosity, and in the world of science and engineering, that curiosity is priceless. So, the Bearden videos are gone from my page, but the curiosity they sparked is definitely staying. We're going to keep exploring, keep stress testing wild ideas, and keep learning together. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Did Tom Bearden's work send you down a research rabbit hole? Let me know in the comments down below. If you really want to get into the weeds on the math we just talked about, I highly recommend checking out a presentation by Professor Robert Haralick. A big part of Bearden's lore was his claim that James Maxwell's original equations had hidden terms for scalar waves that were later removed. Professor Haralick actually did a deep dive into the original Maxwell's equations and found why Bearden was getting wrong here.
Help me welcome Professor Haralick.
So Maxwell is going to be an interesting biographic sketch that has some things in it that I didn't know, and perhaps you didn't know it either. He was a romantic. There was a series of close to 50 poems that have been published, which he wrote. And this is the first stanza of a poem he wrote to his wife-to-be, who he was at that time separated from. Oft in the night from this lone room, I long to fly over the sea and the land and sea, to pierce the dark dividing gloom and join myself to thee. And all of this that he wrote in 1857 was confirmed by the 20th century space probes. The rings indeed are made out of particles ranging from microscopic dust to barnyard-sized boulders, with perhaps a few kilometer-sized objects as well. Everybody, I think, have seen this kind of a photo. Here's a surprise, perhaps. Maxwell did the first color photography. Ampere's law, del cross B equals mu J, where J is the total. You can see how he had to write 3 equations like this, and we write 1 equation like that. The Lorentz force, now the Lorentz force is actually not typically included in the 4 Maxwell's equations. It's included as a 5th equation that also is very important within the physics. And so Maxwell wrote it like you see here. And in the modern notation, you would write the electric field is mu, the velocity vector, times h, minus the partial derivative of the magnetic vector potential, minus the gradient of the electric potential. Now, if you have an E field and you put a charge, what happens is you get a force. The E field causes a force, and that force. So we multiply both sides of this equation by Q. Now we get a force on the left, and now we get this equation over here, and this equation here is called the Lorentz force. Well, I've written our letters against a font which is the German letters of his time. And so instead of writing PQR, as I showed you the equations, he would write the German letter E, and the mechanical force, the German letter F, and the magnetic vector potential, the German letter A. So, you see, Maxwell wrote these as his equations. That was the modern notation. We went over that. This is what he wrote as his summary. The current, quaternion, is the conductive current quaternion plus the time derivative of the electric field quaternion, or the displacement current quaternion. This is the way he wrote it. Now, one more thing. Here's your wire. In this wire, you have an electron gas. Those are the free electrons. The energy is carried not inside the wire, but outside the wire. Now you see the component of the heavy side energy signal that travels on closest to the surface of the wire diverges into the wire. That's the current that we typically use, the one that's in the wire. But the far greater amount of current is flowing outside the wire.
It's a brilliant, rigorous presentation, and if you want to see the actual math for yourself, I put an affiliate link to it in the pinned comment below. And speaking of doing your own research and going down the rabbit hole, if you want to brush up on your own understanding of physics, math, or engineering, you might want to check out Skillshare.
Or your creativity. Skillshare. Guess what? You're creative. Yes, you. Because you're a human. And you were born to create. Whether you last picked up a paintbrush yesterday or in grade school, you are creative. Whether you call yourself a writer, an accountant, a mechanic, an astronaut, you're creative. Whether you're a dabbler or a pro, a hobbyist or a master, you are creative. Do you take photos with your phone? Do you write sentences sometimes? Do you post on social media? You are creative. Every human on the face of the earth. So take that creativity each and every one of us was born with. Set it free. Share it. Express it. You'll be amazed by what you discover.
I have fantastic courses on physics, math, or coding that give you the tools to analyze these kinds of claims yourself. You can use my affiliate link below to get started. Finally, taking down these old copyrighted films marks a shift for this channel. I want to focus more on original content, rigorous testing, and my own research. If you value that approach and want to help keep the lights on, please consider supporting me on Patreon. To all my potential patrons, thank you. You are the ones who make it possible for me to scale up my output and sustainably spend time digging into these topics and bringing you the truth, even when it means challenging the legends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.